Hey there, science explorers! Get ready for an adventure into the amazing world that's too small to see with just your eyes. We're going on a journey into you. We're going to discover the super cool stuff that makes you, you. Have you ever wondered what you're made of? It's not just skin and bones. Inside you there's a whole universe of tiny things working together. Think of it like a giant, bustling city, but much, much smaller. We're talking about cells, DNA, and atoms. The building blocks of life. Don't worry, these words might sound big, but they're actually a lot of fun to learn about. So, buckle up, get ready to shrink down to microscopic size, and let's explore the exciting world inside you. Imagine you have a big box of Legos. You can use them to build all sorts of things. Cars, houses, even robots. Our bodies are kind of like that, but instead of Legos, we're made of cells. Cells are the basic building blocks of all living things, like tiny little factories that make you work. They're so small you need a microscope to see them, but there are trillions of them working together inside you right now. Just like Legos come in different shapes and sizes, cells do too. Some cells help you move your muscles, some help you think, and some even fight off germs when you get sick. They all have special jobs to do. And guess what? Just like you can build amazing things by putting Legos together, your body is built by putting trillions of cells together in just the right way. Pretty cool, right? Now let's zoom in even closer and take a peek inside a single cell. What does it look like in there? Well, it's kind of like a busy city. In the center of the cell is the nucleus, like the city hall or the main control center. The nucleus holds your DNA, which is like a giant instruction manual that tells the cell what to do. Then, there are these little powerhouses called mitochondria, kind of like energy factories. They take the food you eat and turn it into energy the cell can use to do all its important jobs like moving, thinking, and growing. And just like a real city, there are all sorts of other cool things going on inside a cell. There are roads and highways that transport things around, recycling centers that get rid of waste, and even special gates that control what goes in and out of the cell. It's a whole world of activity. Section 4, DNA, your body's instruction manual. Remember the nucleus we talked about, the cell's control center? Well, inside the nucleus is something super important called DNA. DNA is like a giant instruction manual or a recipe book that tells your cells how to build you. It's shaped like a long, twisted ladder, and each rung of the ladder is made up of special chemicals called bases. These bases are like a code that determines all your traits, like your eye color, hair color, and even whether you like broccoli or not. Think of it like this. If your cells were Legos, your DNA would be the instruction booklet that tells you how to put the Legos together to build something amazing. You. Section 5, atoms, the tiniest building blocks. We've talked about cells and DNA, but guess what? Those are made of even tinier things called atoms. Atoms are like the teeny tiny Lego bricks that make up everything in the universe, from you and me to the stars in the sky. Atoms are so small you can't even see them with a regular microscope. They're mostly empty space with a tiny center called the nucleus and even tinier particles called electrons whizzing around it. Even though they're super small, atoms are what give everything its properties. For example, the atoms in a hard object like a rock are packed together really tightly, while the atoms in a soft object like a pillow are spread farther apart. Cool, huh? Section 6. Fueling the body's machines. Remember those busy cells working hard inside you? Well, just like any machine, cells need fuel to run. That fuel comes from the food you eat. When you munch on a delicious apple or gobble up a yummy sandwich, your body breaks down the food into smaller pieces that your cells can use. It's like putting gasoline in a car or plugging in a phone to charge. These small pieces of food get delivered to your cells, and the mitochondria, those little energy factories we talked about, use them to create energy. This energy powers all the amazing things your body does, from running and jumping to learning and growing. So, the next time you eat, remember that you're not just filling your tummy, you're fueling the trillions of tiny machines that keep you going.